Arden has already been talking during the break with Julie and Renee. What's going on, you guys? Tell us.
Well, see, I don't think we have two little angels here, because I think the audience tried to, you know, she's the bully and she's the victim, and it's not that cut and dry here, okay? It's not that cut and dry. Now, you could disagree with me, that's okay. You know, the problem here is that the two of them have a hard time agreeing to disagree. She has one perception, you have a perception. The mothers have different perceptions of the problems, and maybe they're all right, but the problem here is that they're at each other, okay? And what's lacking here, again, is caring, empathy. There's so much anger here and aggression, it's not funny. And I'm very concerned about both of you, okay? Not just you, but both of you. I mean, my young lady here told me a little while ago that she was suspended 7 times. I'm not putting you down, but last year, and Mom decided to hold her back because she was suspended for, like she says, immature things. And I think that's good that she owns that now, and that has nothing to do with Renee, okay? So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on here. Don't paint the cowboys and the Indians here, you know, the good and the bad. No one is that bad, okay? There's good in everyone here. And I think you're seeing the worst in Renee here also, because she feels that she has to defend herself, and probably the worst in Joyce too, because like me at times as a parent, if you feel that your child is being put down, you get to be like a tiger. Or like you Mom, you also feel at times you want to come to your daughter's aid, and that's totally understandable. The worst thing is the two of them getting at it. When the moms start getting at it like that, it's a terrible example for the kids. Because I think the kids go through that too. They get their ire up when you don't talk about my mama kind of thing. Well, of course. So, but how do they stop it? I mean, how do they even begin to start? I would go back. They have to have some kind of memory of when they were friends, and what was it that they liked about each other. Why was there a friendship? Okay, it's almost like a good. We did fun things. You did fun things, like what?
We hang out. We went skating every Saturday. We went to the mall. We went to the mall. We just hung. We just swimming. Everything.
You went swimming too?
We used to go play cards. Together.
Play cards. So you had fun with each other, right? Okay. So what I think you need to do is, it's almost like to reflect a little bit about the good times, because you see, all you're focusing in on is all the junk, okay? And it's muddying up where there once was a very good friendship here, and I would say the same for the moms too. What was it about you and Joyce, okay, that you enjoyed each other's company? When the two of you were chatting about the cards and stuff, you were like, you know, la la la. It was just very nice. It was very sweet to see both of you exchanging like that. And the problem is sometimes we don't know as parents our own limits and boundaries, how involved we should get, you know, as far as protecting our children and fighting their battles, and at times how uninvolved we ought to be in staying back. And I think that's a fine line. When we get to a situation like Adam's here, then we have to obviously jump in and do something, you know, because that's something very, very serious here. What do you jump in and do? And here's some good skills also, and I really appreciate the things that you said, and we'll come back to that. Sure. I want you to meet David Cannon. He is the founder and president of Street Smarts, Public Partnership Against Crime. It's a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping society stay safe. David has spent the last 2 years developing personal safety systems on video, and his latest video is called Bullies. Smart. Let's take a look.
You nerd.
Yeah, what are you looking at? Nothing.
Oops.
We should call you Dumbo. I mean, look at your ears.
Yeah, elephant ears.
Have you ever been bullied, humiliated, and scared by someone bigger, stronger, or older than you? Most of us at one time or another have. In fact, Kid Peace, an organization dedicated to creating an environment of safety for children, reports that 43% of all kids are afraid of bullies.
It's funny because I remember being one of those kids. David, you know, we'll welcome David Cannon and one of his self-defense team members, Calvin Harper. David, I can remember when I was in junior high school, there was a bully who would come and actually pass my teacher a note to get me out of class to tell me she was going to beat me up after school. There were kids who would hide me on the back of the school bus because my bully was coming, and I lived in constant fear. I was scared all the time. I could relate to that kid. I could relate to some of these kids today. What do we do?
Well, Rolonda, you're right. It's a real problem. As was said on our film, 43% of children live in fear of a bully. And the core problem is that if children don't learn to deal with the peer pressure involved in the bully situation, they're not going to have the skills to deal with gangs and drugs. You got to maintain your personal integrity. So what we've done is we've spent a long time developing a system we call the Bully Smart System. It's been endorsed by the 2 former directors of the FBI and the former U.S. Secretary of Education. But the thing that kids need to learn is to stand up for their rights, and what we really emphasize is avoidance and communication. Now, we teach in the videotape, your best weapon is your brain, not your fists. So what we've done is we've developed this system that has communication skills, avoidance skills, and self-defense techniques, and Calvin and I will demonstrate a few of those in a minute. Important is that children need many impressions to learn something. You can't just go in school one day and tell kids to watch out for bullies. That's not enough. So we've put this on videotape so it can be in every house in America. And we want to thank several national retailers who are now sponsoring this, and we're putting our Family Protection Center in these nationwide retail outlets where the videotapes are available for people to look at. So parents can repeatedly review this videotape with their children, teach them the principles about avoidance and communication.
Can you show us something? Give us a little role play.
We'll show you a few of the techniques. This is self-defense. If you have no other option, if avoidance has not worked and the bully's confronting you all of a sudden, what can you do? We'll demonstrate a few of them. For instance, let's say I'm the bully and Calvin is the potential victim. Now remember that as a bully, I'm a predator quite often. I can size up my victim in 7 seconds or less, just like out there on the street. Those predators can see. They look for kids that are wimpy. If you act wimpy, you look wimpy, you're going to be treated like a wimp. Stand tall, be confident.
Okay.
Avoidance is all important. Now let's say, so none of that worked. I'm walking down Calvin's walking down the hall, I'm going to bother him. Okay, we're going to do a slap. Calvin's in a street smart stance where half of his body is offline, so I've got 50% fewer targets to hit now, okay? His feet and hips are in a position where he can turn and run, okay, and then get out and get out from me harming him. Okay, now I come up to him, he gets in his arm up. The arm is this is the universal sign of stop, okay, don't hassle me. If I lunge at him like this, his elbow hits me. Even if I'm twice his size, your elbow is one of the strongest bones in your body. Even a 6-year-old kid can fend off a 10-year-old kid in that fashion. Okay, we'll do a slap, for instance. Okay,
don't give them any ideas, please.
Elbow down.
We want to emphasize that avoidance is the name of the game. Again, confidence, getting involved in school activities, having the buddy system where you're with 2 or 3 friends all the time, there's strength in numbers. So the techniques we're now demonstrating, Rolonda and audience, are only as a last resort. Okay, if the bully's going to really physically harm you, then you have to defend your own personal integrity.
Very quickly, show
us. Now let's do a slap, okay? Hey buddy, I want that money. Give it to me now, okay? There's a slap right to the face. You can do a groin slap, okay? Not with the fist. The spread out hand hits larger space. Okay, let's do a foot stomp. 2/3 of the bones in your body are in your foot. It only takes 6 pounds of pressure to break one of those bones. Okay, so I'm hassling. Hey, give me that money. I want it right now. Okay, right there. And then he's off. His hips are in a position to run away.
And we'll have some final thoughts right after this.